Okay, can you see my screen?
Yep.
Cup corners.
Yes.
Okay. This is where the music starts.
Okay.
And it was really good music. And it plays on my other computer. But I would just like to ask a question. And you can click if you want to on your reactions down below and raise your hand. But how many of you remember a blue and gold banquet that you've been to? Yeah, I see some hands. I do see some hands.
Been to a few of them.
And why is the blue and gold banquet important?
I think
Well,
Todd, I was expecting Todd to answer the question.
Yeah.
First of all, it's a lot of fun for the boys and it's exciting.
Key point.
It's
It is fun.
yeah, it's fun.
Okay. And there's more to
it. The Cub Scouts, isn't it?
Yeah, it's fun for the Cub Scouts.
No, I said it's the birthday of the Cub Scouts.
The birthday of the Cub Scouts.
Yes, it is.
Okay.
It's also an opportunity for the parents to come and celebrate, what their kids have accomplished at a more, I would say, relaxed atmosphere, even though there's a lot of work that goes into it. And there's so many different options on how to celebrate that birthday. It's really exciting.
Right, and I'm just showing you a few of those options, but having the parents there is a key part of the Cub Scout program, isn't it? And as the boys and girls get older, then we transition so that they're doing more involved activities. Now they're separated a little bit from the Cub Scout or from the parents, and now they're doing things with their peers and doing more mature activities. So the key point I want to make on this is really the Cub Scouts is the foundation of everything we do in scouting. And if the boys and girls if they get a good foundation at this point in scouting, they're going to carry that with them to scouts, to the ventures, and to whatever programs they get involved in scouting. So those are just some ideas. And these are some ideas. I don't know, I could ask who has had a very successful blue and gold banquet and what made it successful, if you have any volunteers on that.
I do.
Okay.
I'm Shelly Hendrickson. I'm the Cub Scout Commissioner over training in District 5. And one of the most fun and productive, successful birthdays we had was we did a introduction to the Pinewood Derby. And so we had a paper racetrack on the wall around, and each kid drew their own car and were able to place it, wherever they wanted. And then they were able to receive their Pinewood Derby kits. And we made it, such a big deal, and they were so excited. And, the tables were set with little Hot Wheel cars, and it was really simple to do and pretty cheap because Hot Wheels you can buy, 99 cents. And the kids just were so psyched for that Pinewood Derby. It was really fun.
Isn't that great?
You're going to need to keep scrolling the pictures as people talk. It's okay to talk, but we.
Yeah, I'm going. My finger got tired. Sorry.
Okay.
Okay, so isn't it fun though to do these activities with these Cub Scouts? The Pinewood Derby is a high point in my memories. To see these boys and with their little cars that they've worked on so hard, you know, with their parents, and now to show them off and watch them beam and I hope every Cub Master, when you have your Pinewood Derby, if you take every car that a boy has made or girl, and if you hold it up in front of the audience and explain why that is a special car, and you watch that boy or girl just beam, because that is just an incredible experience for them. Okay, so we're going to move on because we don't have a lot of time. And hold on, I got to get the next one here. This was all supposed to be together. And and on the Klondike, I found the special music was called, and no copyrights on it, and it was called Skating with the Squirrels. And it was just beautiful. And unfortunately, you're not going to be able to hear it. But how many are planning to go to the Klondike Derby coming up?
The Klondike, it's not, yeah,
Yeah. How many?
the Thurston Peak.
Yeah, the Thurston Peak. Or if you're from one of the other districts, you're going to have a Klondike, and it's probably going to be in January or February. I hope you're really planning on going on it. And somebody, if you wouldn't mind, tell me, why is the Klondike camp out important in a young boy's or girl's life?
Because they get to interact with the other troops from other areas. Plus, depending on what they've got for a program. Now, I've been to the office several times, and so far they've not got a program. We're supposed to be going to Camp Tracy, and I don't know what the program is there yet. We're planning on going, but we don't know what it is.
Okay, you're not in Thurston Peak District, are you?
No, we're in the Weber Rapids. We're going to Camp Tracy.
Okay. Because I know in Thurston Peak, we've got it posted on our district webpage. And they're going to do a lot of fun things. We have the traditional fire starting contest, and we've got these sled races and all kinds of things. But what does this do for a young boy? Why is it so important for him or her to go on this kind of activity?
Steve, I'll tell you from my experience when I was a young scout going to my first Klondike, the most important thing I learned was to dress properly, to wear waterproof boots and a warm coat, and to bundle up, because I was miserable because I didn't do that.
Okay, and I think that's very common experience. And I would like to say that one of the things, well, we're going to talk about TAP planning approach in the administrative part of our roundtable. But one of the things that we really need to do is prepare these young boys or girls to go on the Klondike. And one way to do that is to have a dry run. Before you go on Klondike, you take the boys and girls in your troop, take them out on an overnight camp out. And that's what we've always done in our troop. And we take them just up above the houses where we are. So it's an easy walk back to their home if they have to, but they get the cold experience. And you would be amazed at what change that makes for when they go on the real Klondike, which is way out of Tracy, the Tracy camp. And so make sure they're prepared. And then this gives them bragging rights. Once they go on this camp out and they survive, they will talk about this for months.
Steve?
Yeah.
One of the other
We got to keep going here, guys.
Okay, but we still have 5 minutes, so get his comment in.
Okay, one of the great experiences, I think, is if you can use snowshoes. If you can use
Absolutely.
snowshoes, that's an experience that's incredible.
Yeah, there's so many choices of what you can do, and snowshoes is a great experience. Okay, but we're going to move on because we need to get here scouting for food. And hey, that's my music. Where did it come from? Why is it working now? If you have an answer to why this is working, raise your, no, I have no idea. So scouting for food. As a matter of fact, I think I'm going to turn it off. No, scouting for food is coming up, and I think we're all on board with that. Just, oh, wait a minute. There was supposed to be a slide that said, oh yeah, this is what happened in 2021. So last year, we had some great experience with scouting for food. How many pounds did we get in our district? Anyone remember? I don't have the numbers with me, but it was a lot of food. And we worked a lot through Smith's, grocery stores, and this is experience. One of the things, if you notice this picture right here, the scouts are in the foyer of one of the Smith stores, and they're in uniform, and people as they go by, what kind of impression do they get of those scouts? Now, Paul, I couldn't hear you. You were saying something.
Actually, I was just mouthing words, but they get a great understanding of what scouting can do.
Yeah, the people, the public get a great idea. And this is how a lot of us think of scouts, as doing service. And so this is a tremendous opportunity, and it's a big need. So I strongly recommend that we support it every bit we can. And I don't know, that's all I want to say. I'm going to turn the time back over to.
Why don't you, we
Hey,
need to do the best.
when is scouting for food?
Scouting for food.
We'll make an announcement on that when we get into our general
Yeah,
session.
it'll be right.
February 12th, but
It didn't get put on the chart.
Not done. We've got the best in snow coming up. Maybe
Let me make one comment about the best in snow. This is a high adventure activity for the older boys, 14 and on up. And it's got some things in it that you won't see in a regular Klondike for the younger boys and girls. So things like range shooting, you're going to be shooting in the snow. There's going to be snowshoeing, and but they've got a lot of really good activities. If you have a venture crew, you really want to go to this. And hopefully,
it's for the boys that are 14 and older in the Scouts, BSA too.
Right, and for those older boys and girls too. Right. Okay.
Is it only for the Scouts 14 and older? I thought it was for any Scout registered in a troop.
Nope.
No, because some of the activities on the Guide to Safe Scouting, it has age appropriate activities. And some of the activities are only appropriate for the 14 and older youth. Yeah.
The Klondikes are open to all the Scouts.
Open to all.
BSA, but the best
Right.
in snow is a 14 and up only thing. I'm going to go ahead and get started here.
Yep.
Welcome everybody. We just hit the 100-person max. Then my apologies to all those of you who can't hear me because we couldn't log in. Because we have hit our maximum of 100 people. So the first 100 people are the winners. And I guess we're going to learn an awfully important lesson about this going forward. I know last time we had over 140 people at one point, so that account must have had a greater limit, if any at all. And obviously we've just learned the hard way an important lesson. In any case, welcome to all of those who are here for our first council roundtable of 2022. I'm going to share my screen while I continue talking here. We'll see if I can walk and chew gum at the same time. My name is Doug Kosai. I am the District Commissioner of the Thurston Peak District. Our district is hosting this roundtable tonight. We're glad to have all of you here. I feel really bad about those that are trying to get in and can't. Wish there was something we could do to fix that. In any case, we're glad to have all of you here who could make it. Looks like somebody dropped. Now we're having people drop and then getting someone back on. So that's interesting. We just finished the Main Street portion of our roundtable leading up to this main session. So you're just seeing this screen for the first time. We're glad to have you all here, as I said. We're also glad to have with us tonight, in addition to myself from the Thurston Peak District, Dakota Jacobson, who's our district executive, Corey Hansen, who's our district chairman, and Dave Hatch, who is our roundtable commissioner. Dave will have a few things to say at certain points of this. We weren't sure he was going to be healthy enough to be here, so I practiced and got ready for this, but Dave's here tonight too, and we're grateful for that. From the council, I've been scrolling through the participants, trying to identify people from the council. I recognized Alan Karras's name. Alan is my boss. He's the council commissioner. And Alan, I got to tell you real quick, I was just on a meeting prior to this one with your brother Nolan on the Just Serve Council, and he says to tell you that he's the better looking of the two of you. So I told him I would let you know that, but it didn't come from me. Okay. I
understand exactly, but he is delusional at times.
In any case, we're glad to have you here tonight, Alan. I also know we have Annalise Smith, who is an assistant council commissioner. She's here not only to learn and participate and share, but also to help us with our recording of things tonight. And then, is there anybody else from the council tonight that I missed? Would love to recognize you if you're here.
I'm going to ask something of some of us. We have an awful lot of commissioners that are on, and I'm getting phone calls and so forth of people who are not able to get on. And I'm going to ask that the unit commissioners get offline so others can get on. I don't like saying that, but since we weren't prepared for to have more than 100 people, that's the best thing I can think we can do. I think we have a lot of people who are very interested in being in on this, and I'm getting a lot of text messages and stuff like that saying I can't get on, and so I'd like to give them that opportunity. So if you're a unit commissioner, ADC, or whatever, we just ask you to please drop off.
I think everybody understands what needs to be done. Please do it. It's an unfortunate but appreciated gesture if the unit commissioners will get off. Let's move forward.
This is Rich Evans. I'm an assistant council commissioner, and I'm dropping off. I want to make room for other folks.
Thank you, Rich.
Good night, everybody.
Here. Thank you. Okay, let's continue to move forward here. The agenda tonight is as follows. We're going to have an opening prayer by Stuart Cannon, one of our unit commissioners, if he hasn't dropped off. And then we'll have an opening ceremony followed by some announcements and a safety moment. Then we will get into our breakouts, which is why you're all here in the first place. And at about just a few minutes before 8, we will have a commissioner's minute by yours truly, and then we'll move into a Cracker Barrel where we can all chat and talk and share some additional information. Stuart, if you're there, would you go ahead and please offer our invocation?
Thank you. Our eternal loving Father in heaven, as we bow our heads humbly, as we gather as this brotherhood of scouts tonight from across the whole of Utah, we're grateful for the positions of scouting that we hold. We're grateful for the young men and young women that we represent. And we pray that tonight, as we share our testimony of scouting, of the wonderful program that our founder, Baden Powell, brought to the earth through our Savior. We're grateful for his insight into bringing this great program on the earth. We're grateful for those who sacrifice their time and talents for the youth that they represent. And we ask a blessing upon all of us tonight, that will go away from our meeting tonight, that will be able to grab some piece of information that will be beneficial for those that we represent. Again, Father, give us safety through this COVID experience, that will be safe in our homes and our families too. We're grateful for all the blessings that have been poured upon us. And we say these things now humbly and in the name of Jesus Christ. Amen.
Thank you, Stuart. Appreciate that. Okay, for our opening ceremony this evening, I've got a little video to play here that's going to guide us through it. So at the appropriate time, if I can find my mouse, at the appropriate time, please stand and make the appropriate gesture, either a salute or bring your arm to the square and do as directed. I don't know where these little scribbles are coming from. I hope I didn't do that. Okay, here we go.
Those in uniform, please salute. Those who are not, put your right hand over your heart. Ready, begin. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
On my honor, I will do my best to do my duty to God and my country, to obey the Scout law, to help other people at all times, to keep myself physically strong, mentally awake, and morally straight.
A Scout is trustworthy, loyal, helpful, friendly, courteous, kind, obedient, cheerful, thrifty, brave, clean, and reverent.
Dave is now going to lead us in the outdoor code.
Okay. As an American, I will do my best to be clean in my outdoor manners, be careful with fire, be considerate in the outdoors, and be conservation minded.
Thank you, Dave. The outdoor code is something we don't often recite. It's an easy thing to overlook, but it's important. Well, thank you. Okay, a few announcements here. Some of these things we've already talked about briefly. The Best in Snow event, as we mentioned earlier, is a program that is for scouts ages 14 and older, venture scouts, as well as regular BSA scouts who are 14 and up. That's at Camp Tracy, and you can get more information on that on the council website. For those that are in the Thurston Peak District, we have a Klondike coming up on February 4th through the 6th at Camp Tracy. I'm sure other districts are having similar events, as was mentioned, either in January or February. We also have our awards dinner for our district on that Saturday evening at 5 p.m. We'd love to have you register and come to both of those events. We're looking forward to it. It'll be fun. Scouting for Food, as we mentioned, is on February 12th. We are working diligently to get assignments out to units to participate in that. I'm sure other districts are ahead of me on this. I'm working on this with our District Chair Corey Hansen. I've just about got the assignments ready to be sent out, and hopefully we'll be doing that in the next week or so. We're trying to get every unit involved, and we'd love to do that. February 13th is Scout Sunday, in case you've forgotten what that is. It's a great opportunity to make yourself visible to those in your congregation, if they allow such a thing. February 16th is a Jerky information meeting at the council. And that's probably a term that could only mean anything and not sound goofy to Scouters. So the Jerky information meeting, February 16th at 6:30. And then there are 2 Trainer's Edge programs going on, one on February 26th, another one on March 26th, a month later, on Saturdays, 9 a.m. The first one is at the Ogden Service Center. The second one is the Orem Service Center. So hopefully you can make one of those. I think great opportunities to get some training on training. A couple other things that are going on that I'll get into here in a second, but I want you to be aware that if you go to the council calendar, you can get information, more information on all those events and many more that are maybe of interest to you. Okay, scouting for food. Let me just mention a couple more things there. We're going to be heavily involved in that on February 12th with the Smith's food stores throughout the state. But we will also be getting participation from Bank of Utah and other organizations like Red Hanger, Arctic Circle, Young Automotive is involved, and some of those are going to require help from the Scouts. And there'll be more information available on how that's to be done as we make those assignments that I mentioned a minute ago. And you'll be able to find more information about this event at the website that's shown in the link there. And these slides will get sent out, so you'll be able to have all those links. Some of that support, as I said, for places like Bank of Utah, Arctic Circle, and Red Hanger will be actually throughout a period of about 3 weeks from the end of January to the middle of February. Is Michael Williams on? Was he one of the lucky ones that could get in as one of the 100 people? If so, I want to give him a minute on the Jamboree, the World Jamboree.
Yep. I am here.
Good. Glad you made it.
Just wanted to get everyone, aware that this is coming up a year from August. But for the adult leaders, the deadline to apply to be either a Scoutmaster or Assistant Scoutmaster of a unit is a week from Saturday, midnight Central Time. Go to the WSJ2023.us. There's lots of info on there for both adults and youth. If you haven't been to a World Jamboree, it's an amazing experience. This one will be awesome as well. And I know we've got lots more to talk about, so I'll leave it at that.
Michael, I have a quick question for you on that.
Yep.
Since this deadline for unit leader enrollment is only a week and a half away and it's a year and a half before the actual event, would it be better for people to submit their name as a leader and then pull out later rather than miss the deadline and never get a chance to apply?
Yeah, if you have any interest whatsoever, I'd say apply. Keep in mind that that's just for the unit leaders. There is still an opportunity to go to the Jamboree as an adult on the International Service Team as an IST. There's about 200 positions, I believe, allocated to the BSA for that. So there's always that option as well.
Okay, great. And we'll have more time to talk about this probably during Cracker Barrel. But note that this is in South Korea. So if you want to go to Korea, this is your chance. Thanks, Michael.
Hey, Doug, we just need to give out a reminder to those that come on a little bit later. If in the chat session, if you'll put your name, your unit number, and your position, we'd appreciate that. We're tracking those records in all of the districts, so this will get sent out to all the districts for your attendance.
Okay, thank you. Appreciate that, Dave, that reminder. Just a quick word about something that was just brought to our attention recently. They are rolling back the requirements that were changed and modified on COVID for certain activities for rank advancement and the camping merit badge. They're going back to the old requirements effective this coming March 1st. If you have any questions about that, you can look at this website here that's in this page, this slide. So the COVID relaxations that were put into place are being done away with on March 1st, and they're going back to the original requirements. Okay, we have a quick safety moment. Dave, do you want to take just a minute here and talk about this, and we'll have more information that we can provide later on as well?
Since we're doing the Klondike in February, it is very cold. And hypothermia is one of the highest risk things that we do in the outdoors. It's one of the highest risk things that we can get in the outdoors. And we can lower the risk significantly by being prepared. And I've listed some helps there, such as the Scout book, the Scout Field book, also the hypothermia safety moment that is found has quite a bit of information also for other locations. So we'll talk more about this during our Cracker Barrel and answer people's questions during that time.
Okay, thank you, Dave. Okay, we are only a couple of minutes behind schedule here on getting started with our program-specific breakouts. We're going to have 3 breakouts, one for the Cub Scouts, one for Scouts BSA, and another combined one for unit administration and venturing. Unit administration would encompass committee members, committee chairs, people like that. I see a hand raised by Dave's iPhone. Dave, can go ahead and ask your question.
Well, it's more of a comment about, you had mentioned national going to the Jamboree, but I wanted to point out that there is also a national wood badge course that actually still has a couple of spaces available. It's being held at Summit Bechtel Reserve. It starts on the 16th and goes to the 21st. It is, like I say, it still has a couple of spaces available. I put some information in the notes. So if anybody wants to go, has the opportunity to go, I highly recommend it. You'll be taught by national representatives on a linked course wood badge, which separates the girls and boys just kind of like what we do now.
That's great, Dave. Thank you very much for that. We're going to proceed with our breakouts, but I can't get away without having one little joke to tell before we go into our breakouts. And I'm assuming we'll all get to choose our own breakout that we go to. But I got to ask you this. Did you hear about what happened to the guy who got caught shoplifting a calendar on New Year's Eve? He got 12 months. So with that, I will let you go to your own breakout, and we'll see you again at about 5 minutes to 8. Enjoy your breakout.
For Cub Scout Roundtable, I am the Cub Scout Roundtable Commissioner. We're going to focus mainly on the Blue and Gold Banquet for the first half, and then I'm going to turn it over to my Assistant District Committee Roundtable, and that's going to be Todd Argyle. So with that said, I'm going to go ahead and turn the time over right now to Bill, which is another ADA.
Greetings, everyone. As she said, we're going to discuss a little bit more about the round Blue and Gold. They mentioned it in Main Street, but I want to go a little bit more into depth. The Blue and Gold Banquet should be one of the most exciting events of the whole year. It is the birthday party for the Cub Scouts, in which all the pack families take part. And I'm talking, we've had grandpas, grandmas, parents, aunts and uncles and everybody else. So it can be an enormous event, or a sizable, a decent sized one. The banquet is held in February because that's the anniversary month of the beginnings of the Cub Scout program. Cub Scouting began in February 1930. That was 20 years after the birth of the Boy Scouts of America. And one thing everybody needs to know, that the blue and gold is about the anniversary of scouting, and it is of Cub Scouting, and it is the anniversary month and the birthday. The typical blue and gold would include a meal, awards for Cubs, recognition of the leaders, as well as any parents that kind of go above and beyond and help out everywhere. And there should be skits, run-ons, songs, or if you want, get some entertainment in there. That's always an option. The great thing is, though, if the kids get to participate in skits and run-ons or songs, they get to do it in front of their families. And I think it means a little bit more that way. So we're just going to begin with the basics for a successful program. And remember, before you even begin planning for this, it can't be one or two people who plan it. You've got to create a committee, a group of people to plan and prepare everything from the meals to decorations to cleanups. Somebody handle the financial situation, take account of who's going to be there so you have an exact number. And whatever you do, don't put it all on one person's shoulders. Don't burden anybody with too much. It takes the fun out of it, because this can be an amazing event for everybody. Now, there are different type of dinners that you can have. One suggestion I've heard is have a potluck. Everybody brings in something. Another thing is something that we've always done is prepare our own meal. That would include, we've had chili, tacos,
potato bakes.
And one of the funnest and actually the best menus we've ever had, and we've done it several times, is everybody brings in a can of something. We've had fruit cocktail, beans, and everything else, and we've mixed it all together. What is that called?
Hobo stew.
Hobo stew. And we've thrown in some meat and some seasoning, and it has always been a hit. Now, of course, you got to make sure, as far as allergies go, if there's anything you need to worry about, be sure to announce what you have in the meal, if it is like a hobo stew, so you don't have to worry about anybody having an allergic reaction on the floor. One of the craziest things I saw is have it catered. Well, I don't know about your neighborhood, but my neighborhood sure can't cater a banquet like that. Money is usually collected to help pay for the foods. Unless you've got a good financial backing in the pack. But typically it's, $5 per family, $10 per family, but they get a great big feast. But and this works especially well for small groups. If you don't want to go through all the trouble of creating a meal, or you don't have the facilities to create a meal wherever you're meeting, it's a birthday party. You can always just have cake and ice cream. And that would work just fine for everybody as well, and much easier and simpler. But a large, elaborate dinner is not necessary, because it's the program that's really going to make the night memorable, and the participation of everybody. Let's just begin with decorations. We like to have, I'm not sure.
Can anybody see me?
Yep, we can see you.
Okay, good.
We can't see anybody.
We can't see anybody, so we're just winging it here. Okay, so go ahead.
Okay, one thing you might like to consider is creating some placemats. Yeah, Lori did some weird ones real quick. Doing some placemats, have the Cubs make them for everybody.
Lori,
Just
hold
come-
it closer to your camera.
She just did some
That's
Google
better.
pictures. And, you know, you want to do some, you know, different things like that. You can also get some of that laminate paper put over them so they're waterproof, food proof. If, in the, you know, if the kids would like to take them home, or if the guests would like to take them home. Another thing you could create is different centerpieces, depending on your theme. And, or for that, you know, the theme of the month, within the pack, within your den, different things can be created for centerpieces. Another very important thing is for anybody that you're going to invite, any family member, you'll want to have an invitation created. Now, the invitation should state what it is and what it's for. It should have the date and then the time. What else?
And the place.
And a place, yes. I'm not looking at the right side of it. I apologize.
This invitation that I made really quick, I made it for our monster theme that we had 4 or 5 years ago, and it was the Flying Purple People Eaters.
Real basic, real simple, and really cheap. That way you can make a lot. And also, when you're making these invitations, you'll probably want to invite some special guests, whether if you're meeting at a church, it might be your pastor. If you're meeting at a place, you know, a non-religious place, non-church, you might want to consider getting the representative of who is
the charting organization
you.
representative.
Yeah, I go blank. And, you know, somebody from council. So you want to create a few extras just to pass out like that. Now, you also want to set up some tables off to the side that would showcase what the kids have prepared, any kind of crafts, any kind of skills they've done that they can be put up. Pinewood Derby cars is a good example. Kids always hang on to them. Anything you might have created in the last month or so. Best thing though is if they created them in the last month or so for this particular thing, probably best not to take them, let the kids take them home, because they might not bring them back again in time. So,
I think Dave, are you on?
No,
Dave's not on. He had some pictures or some slideshows to show some more of the blue and gold basics that he's done. So, but he's not on. So,
but they included things like Star Wars themes where they had lightsabers, Star Wars placemats, racing themes where they used some of the cars from Disney, Pixar. Just a bunch of different things like that. It's very simple to do, and it really brightens the room. But you set, like I say, set up some tables, get some ideas out there. Everybody can look at it. Pictures are great, especially if you have an album you can put them in, or a tablet that they could scan. Also, for decorations, you'll want to consider blue and gold balloons, crepe paper, streamers, and tablecloths to make cleaning up a lot easier. Let me see, that's everything on that one. Excuse me. Second song I'm showing.
no.
Okay. An example of a program plan. You'll want to have some kind of gathering activity, whether it's a little game, puzzles, anything along that
Even
line.
a circle of word.
Kids love circle of word. You want to have a flag ceremony, standard pack meeting type of opening. Something, you know, you can tell a little story about the blue and gold at that time. Have your invocation, and then have your dinner. And after the dinner, or most of the way through it, You make your welcome introductions, introduce the pack leaders, and any special guests you might have. And throughout the night, randomly just throw out, have the kids do the skits, run-ons, songs. Then have, of course, your awards throughout the night. And try to work it out. I know there's not a lot of time between now and next month, but try to work it out so that all kids get some type of award. Even if it's just a blue and gold patch that they sell at the Scout office. So everybody has a chance to come up and be recognized. I can't read already. Okay. Then it's a great time to recognize your leaders. Just any little thing. There's coins up at the council office. We're giving the guys candy bars, guys and girls. A fun one is, when we gave the candy bars, Almond Joy, for instance. You've been a joy as a pack leader or what have you, a bear leader. Silly little things like that. Just let them know that you truly do appreciate them, and that they get that round of applause from the people in the audience and the kids that they spend so much time with.
You can also go online and get ideas for leader recognition. That's a big one. I got a lot of them from, is it the National Parks one down there?
Yeah.
I got a lot of ideas off. There's a really good website to go to on theirs.
Then after you recognize the leaders, recognize the people who made the night come together. The cooks, the cleaners, just everybody who helped participate with getting everything ready. They definitely deserve a shout out.
We've always given little certificates. I even made one time, I made little half a what's it called? Half a sheet of these things and construction paper or whatever. And I cut them in half and I put a pencil on there. You're really sharp for helping us or something like that. So just really simple little things and they love it.
And then after all those announcements and such, make announcements, be sure you thank everybody for being there in the audience and such. And then just closing was something, it'd be nice to have something a little inspirational, kind of like a Cup Master Minute, something like that. But one last important thing, even though the blue and gold seems like a lot of work, and it is, just remember, keep it simple, make it. And with that, I'd like to get some feedback on other people who have had great experiences with blue and gold and some ideas that share with some of the other people on here. Anybody?
We've had quite a few fun blue and golds. We've done the Hawaiian luau, which, and we did let them wear Hawaiian shirts if they wanted to, which was fun for them. We also had a we did the theme of the gold rush, and we had them mine for gold, and we've done an American Indian theme, and they've really had fun with that, where we actually had the OA come in and do some Indian dancing and drums and stuff with them.
That sounds like a lot of fun. Did you make your own meals, or did you what'd you do there?
So for our Hawaiian luau, we actually did a Hawaiian haystacks, and that way people could make whatever they wanted, and we just supplied all the individual ingredients, and so we didn't have.
Yeah, that's a great idea there.
So we didn't have to worry about allergies there. With the Gold Rush, we did like a taco bar type thing. They could do taco salads or taco whatever with chili and that kind of stuff. And then we also, for the Gold Rush, we did the Navajo tacos. I mean, sorry, for the American Indian when we did the Navajo tacos. So they could take or do whatever they wanted on them.
Oh, that sounds really good. Did you, on any of the events, did you find one area that was, you needed, I wish I would have planned for a little bit better or something? Or did
Well,
all
Bill,
look
you should
smooth?
know from seeing me at Wood Badge that, hey, I overplan everything.
So
Yeah, that's true.
I have been involved with Cub Scouts for the last 4 years. The previous Cub Master that we had, he didn't really do much. This year, I do have planned, because I owned a bakery, so I will make a baked cake with the big number 92 on it for Cub Scouts. But then I also do a lot of paper crafting. So I'm going to make a wedge cakes and that put the boys' awards inside the pieces of the wedge of the cake. I also love the obstacle courses and stuff like that. And I'm a balloon enthusiast. So I have ordered real gold and blue balloons. You can pick these up off of Amazon. They're really cheap for 100 of them.
Oh, really?
And made PCP or PVC balloon towers that I wind the balloons up and around. My boys love balloons. Even when they come off the balloon bouquets, they sit there and throw them around. But I have a big parachute too that I bring out for my pack meetings that they enjoy and love. And it's just like a big, huge party. We usually have a slideshow in the background showing the events that we've done last year. And, you know, so we can get them excited about the Pinewood Derby and summer camps and all kinds of the stuff that this year's going to bring. And we talk about bait and pal, and we have a lot of fun. The boys really enjoy it. So I'm looking forward to this year being in control of it. But as far as food goes too, we usually do a potluck, and the parents love that too. So because they get to be involved, and it makes them feel like they contributed. So
I do love potlucks because I do get some great recipes from other people for some amazing dishes.
Right. And the bears have to make, or the wolves, I can't remember if it's the bears or I think it's the bears. They actually have to make some recipes of their own. So I encourage them to at least try to make a recipe that they have created, or something that they've done with their parents to bring to the potluck on the Cubbies' birthday.
Could I jump in for a minute?
Absolutely.
Sorry. Yeah, this is Wayne Miller, PAC 214. Our PAC traditionally, for longer than I can have been affiliated with them, has always had kids and the parent cake bake for the blue and gold, and then they have a cake auction that night. That's the activity. They have an auctioneer come in and auction the cakes off. It's become a tradition, and so the people are generous with their bids. But that's our major fundraiser for the year. And the boys get a big kick out of that. But that doesn't leave a lot of time for anything else. So we have a dinner, and then the cake auction, and the pre-opening activity is setting the cakes out and everybody looking at how fancy they've been decorated. So that's always been a fun thing for us. And it's how we have financed the troop the PAC in great measure.
Oh, that's wonderful.
Now, what we do when we have the cake bake auction is we say no female help.
Yeah.
Well, what if you got girls in your PAC? Then that's no fun.
No, I'm talking female parentage.
Or grandmas.
Or grandmas. It has to be a male adult to help with the child.
Yeah, we used to call them fellers cake bake, but that doesn't work for modern
No, it
scouts.
doesn't. That's why we say a male parent helper. Or male uncle or a male grandpa.
Yeah, traditionally, they've been really competitive with that, not quite as bad as a Pinewood Derby, of course. Nothing's that bad. But
Nothing.
but there's been a lot of competition among some of the dads, and sometimes there gets to be competition in the bidding too, and the kids always get a kick out of that. It's always fun when a boy's bidding against his dad, and then they end up making a substantial contribution to the pack for the operation for the next year.
Yeah.
I wanted to, I love the ideas about balloons. Of course, there's so many ways to use balloons, but one of the most successful is to put the awards inside the balloon. So if you haven't ever done that before, if you hold the balloon out before it's blown up with 2 fingers, really stretch that opening, you can get even the larger awards down in there for the kids. And then you blow it up, and it's really exciting for them. Sometimes they have to wait and take that balloon home to open it up, because if they get their awards, they have to have something, a baggie or something to put it in. But it's really special with blue and gold to use the blue and gold balloons for their awards. Also, we've had visitors that help us with adventure requirements. We happen to have a family whose dad is a fireman, and he is an instructor, and he has access to a truck, of course. And so he brings all of his heavy equipment, and to see these kids try on the big jackets that they have to wear and move and unwind the hoses. And then we have games, being how fast they can put on those jackets and move the hoses. It's really heavy equipment. So they get an idea about what a real fireman in that position has to deal with. And then, of course, they get to go out and climb on the truck and see everything. So that's a really big activity that we've used, building the theme around that. And then the third thing I wanted to mention, Dana and I are in the same district, so we've had experience with these particular ideas, but Cubstruction is a really fun theme where you have your placemat with a lot of games that have things to build. They can bring things that they've built for their adventures, or everything from the cars to, like the bears have particular wood projects, or whether it's some kind of a bird feeder or whatever, that they can display those. But also the awards then can be tools of some kind. I mean, we have tools in scouting, and we can talk about that in celebration of our happy birthday. But at the same time, you go to the dollar store, it is amazing how many tools you can find for $1 each. So if you have your leaders, or we've had parents, or each family that displays the tools, and then the tools become the giveaway, or they can earn them as prizes. There's just a number of ways to do that. So in hearing from other people, it just reminded me of a couple of things I wanted to add.
Well, I'm glad you did. I'm glad you
Okay,
did.
can I throw one more thing in just on decorations?
Yeah.
Because I'm old and because I've done scouting for a long time, some of you old guys might too. I've got several bushels of old patches that have absolutely no use. I take a bunch of those over, and we just kind of spread them out on the tables. They are visually pleasing. The boys get a kick out of looking at them. The dads get a kick out of looking at them. And if somebody finds something they really like, I just tell them to take it home with them. So that makes decorating easier too.
Oh yeah, that's a great
We
idea.
also made pinatas, and inside these pinatas, you can put patches, or, candy is traditional, but if you did that, or even made a big pinata, and then the kids get to smash it, if that goes along with a theme or whatever.
We've had a piñata every year.
That's a great birthday type thing too. That's perfect.
Yeah, it's really good. Okay, I think our 20 minutes is about up. I think Todd, are you on now?
No, Todd?
Okay,
No.
I've got about 10 minutes left, so instead of the 20, so I'll keep it short.
I'm sorry.
Okay.
This is so great to have so many on here. I love discussion. This is great. We, with our roundtable in our district, still use the themes that were published quite a while ago. The theme that I'm going to cover a little bit is Cub Scout City Council and being obedient. Let me share my screen. Okay, give me a thumbs up if you can see my screen. Okay, this is my right now favorite city hall, because that's Farmington, where I'm from. And so for this theme, one thing that can be done is the Cub Master acts as the mayor. The pack decides on a city name, whether it's, well, I don't know, Cub Scoutville or whatever it is, and use that theme throughout your pack meeting. So one of the things that's done during this themed pack meeting is the reading of proclamations. I have with me a special guest tonight. Hello. This is my daughter, Sarah. She is our Weeblo Scout. Okay. And she didn't know, but Mayor Todd is going to read a proclamation tonight. It says, whereas Sarah Alice Argyle, having completed all the requirements to earn the rank of Weeblos, and whereas Sarah Alice Argyle, having followed the Cub Scout motto of do your best, and whereas Sarah Alice Argyle, having experienced the adventures of cast iron chef, duty to God and you, first responders, stronger, faster, higher, Weeblos walk about into the wild, and looking back, looking forward, and whereas Sarah Alice Argyle shall be presented with the Weeblos badge, whereas the city of Cubtown, or whatever one you choose, commends Sarah Alice Argyle for commitment to completion of the requirements of this award and enhancing the quality of life in our community, and extends best wishes for successful completion of their next rank. Therefore, I, Todd Argyle, Mayor of Cubtown, hereby proclaim Sarah Alice Argyle an official Weeblos Scout. Hey, and she didn't know that. I didn't tell her what I was gonna do, so you could see the surprise on her face. Okay, she's actually earned her Arrow of Light too now, but we'll excuse her. Thank you, Sarah.
Hey Todd, real quick, sorry to interrupt, but this is your 4-minute warning.
4 minutes, great. Okay, so this may be the last item that we cover. I want to hear from the group. What did your pack do to make each youth feel really, really recognized for their accomplishments?
We at Pack 8, we explain what that boy has done. We tell them that how proud of them that we are, and then we divulge something that we know about them, but their parents might not know. Like if they're a good musician, or if they are fabulous at doing skits, or if they are an artist that they only do during Scouts and they don't do it at home.
Cool. And separates them from the group. Anybody else? One thing we do in our pack, and I've seen others do this as well, we have a big box. A big painted box. On each face of the box, it has one of the large rank badges on it, and we get them up there. They get to be up above everybody else so that everybody can see them. They really like to get up there. Anybody else?
Well, we would, basically just talk a little bit about this cub. Maybe a little goofy thing that the kid's done that's not hurtful, of course, but something that's a little silly. just to get them stand out, get a little laugh from the cub getting the award, make them, feel a little special out there, more special than what they actually are, or what they are. That didn't come out right.
So Bill gets his Cub Scouts up and roasts them. Is that what I heard, Bill?
No.
That's about it.
Yeah, pretty much.
Okay.
One thing, can I mention one thing really quick? Is when we give them the award, the last thing out of my mouth after they get their award is either you give me a hug or you give your mom a hug. Who do they hug? Mom. I don't get hugged.
Poems are sometimes really easy to write too. They can be simple,
Yeah.
they don't have to be fancy, but you can write a poem for each youth and something special about them, including the award or awards that they're getting.
Yeah. And many of these themes, I mean, if you search them back, how we had themes for PAC meetings that had a PAC meeting outline, those are still online. They can have really good, unique ways of recognizing the youth. Well, I think we're going to be out of time.
I have a question.
Yeah, go ahead.
I've been to quite a few council Zoom meetings. I don't recognize a lot of you guys. Are you guys with Crossroads of the West?
Yes, we are.
Yes. So Thurston Peak District was hosting tonight, but this means that we're from lots of places throughout the council tonight, all over Utah and parts of Wyoming, and I think we pick up a little parts of a few other states. Yeah, a little part of Idaho.
Little Idaho.
So it's a large group tonight.
Yeah, because I'm part of Jim Bridger District and I'm in Wyoming.
Hi.
Yeah.
Welcome.
So,
We are so glad to have you.
But like I said, I just didn't recognize you guys. And I know Jim Bridger District's being groomed for Long Beach Council. So I just wanted to double check, make sure that that's where we were at. It was with Crossroads of the West.
So let me show you what you missed. We were going to play Aquila Says Time. I was going to get you all to play Simon Says, Aquila Says, but we've unfortunately run out of time. Thank you. And it looks like you can either leave it or it'll drop you back out to the main group here in less than a minute. So thank you all.
Thank you. Let me say something real quick, mostly for the people that are close to Layton. We do have a Cubmobile track.
Pinewood Derby track.
Thank you very much. I screw that up all the time. We would be happy to lend it to anybody who wants to come pick it up, drop it off. And if you're close, we'll do this. We'll drop it off and set it up for you. Like I said, we're in Layton. If anybody wants to talk, we could work it out somehow.
It's official. Welcome back, everyone, to the main session of our roundtable. As we're waiting for everybody to gather back, let me just say it's great to be a part of this council-wide roundtable where we're represented, I suspect, by virtually every district in the council. It's great to have you all here. There's a lot of names in the participant list that I don't recognize, so I take that as a sign that we do have good participation from other places. And again, apologies to our friends who couldn't make it onto the session because of our previously unknown limit of 100 people in the meeting. We're going to have just a quick commissioner's minute by yours truly here. Before we do that, I can't resist. I got to tell one more joke. And the question is, does anybody know what is a cow's favorite holiday? Nobody wants to take a shot. Well, it's New Year's Day.
I know that cows are utterly tickled when they go through the grass.
Yeah, that's true. They are.
Oh,
So since we're on the farm subject, what is corn's favorite holiday?
Halloween.
New Year's Day. Sorry, New Year's Day. That's
New
better.
Year's Day.
New Year's Day.
you're still milking it, Doug.
Man.
That was very moving. Thank you for sharing that.
And so what is a pun spelled backwards? What is a pun spelled backwards? It's not that hard.
Oh,
Nup. That's a nup out of you. There we go. Okay, enough of that. So as we move into the new year, and our units are all working hard at planning out their new year and what they're going to do and so forth, and we realize that there's probably more things that they want to do than they'll have time for, we learn once again the lesson that managing our time is very important and being cognizant of how to use our time wisely. So I want to share just a short minute here in my commissioner's minute on the subject of time. So I want you to imagine that you've got a bank account, and that bank account receives a deposit every morning. It receives a deposit of $86,400 every morning. Every morning you have $86,400 to spend. At the end of the day, whatever money is left in that account gets taken out of the account. If you leave any money, it's wiped out of the account, cleaned out. And then the next morning you start over with $86,400. If you had such an account, what would you do with it? My guess is you'd work really hard to spend that money every day. And hopefully you'd try to spend it wisely. Well, we actually do have an account like that. It's called time. Every morning we are credited 86,400 seconds to our account, to our time account. We have those 86,400 seconds to spend as we like. We can choose to spend them. We can choose to waste them. Every night, our time account is cleared out. Whatever seconds of time we haven't spent, they're just gone. And the next morning we start over. We can't carry over those seconds. We can't take time that we didn't use today and carry it over to tomorrow. We can't borrow future seconds from days that we haven't had yet. Every day it's a use them or lose them proposition. So how valuable is that time? To understand the value of those seconds and that time, consider this. How valuable is 1 year? Ask a student who failed a grade and got held back. How valuable is 1 week? Ask a farmer right after an early frost. How valuable is 1 day? Ask the editor of a newspaper. How valuable is 1 hour? Ask the mother who's waiting for her son's plane to land. How valuable is 1 minute? Ask a person who missed a train. How valuable is 1 second? Ask a person who just avoided an accident. How valuable is 1 millisecond? Ask the person who won the silver medal at the Olympics. You have to live in the present on today's deposit of time. Invest it to get from it the utmost in health, happiness, and success. The clock is running. Make the most of today. Yesterday is history. Tomorrow is mystery. Today is a gift. That's why it's called the present. Into the Cracker Barrel portion of our meeting. It's optional. You don't have to stick around if you don't want to. But it's also a great opportunity to rub shoulders with old friends, to make new friends, learn a few things, because we'll ask questions of each other and ask for more information about maybe some things that were discussed earlier in the meeting. But it's an open forum, and hopefully, since we couldn't provide refreshments, you brought your own. I have mine, my dried apricots here. Just the time is now yours. I'm going to mute myself and won't unmute myself unless somebody asks me to. What would you like to talk about?
One of the things that I think we need to talk about is we've got the Klondike Derby, and on Saturday night at 5 o'clock, we have our awards banquet. And we need to make sure everybody
Now,
gets.
this is specific to the Thurston Peak District, just so those of you who don't know what we're talking about,
So
don't understand it.
Thanks for
Thurston Peak.
taking that out. But anyways, well, actually, anybody that would like to come is more than welcome. And if you sign up, hey, Dakota, you out there still?
Yeah, I'm going to put the link in the chat.
Okay, so you're going to put the link in the chat. If you click on that, you'll save $4. It's at 5 o'clock at Camp Tracy.
It's for a week. And so all of you that know, we're actually going to be heading that up. And the goal is to recognize all Scouters. So whether you've been there for a year, I believe we have somebody that's got 70 years that we'll be recognizing. And so we'll also be presenting District Board of Merits. But again, the other thing we're trying to do is, because of COVID, there was a lot of the Eagles that didn't really get either a worthy presentation or the acknowledgement of their achievement. And so we're inviting all of the Eagles and their parents to come as well. So we're expecting about 150, 200-ish, I think, Dakota. You can correct me on that. But again, we'd love to have everybody submit their Veterans Awards so we can recognize you and get those done properly, as well as some other fun awards. So it's definitely something that's going to be fun. We'll have a great dinner. We'll be there at the Tracy Lodge and go from there. So if you have any questions or concerns, want to do any awards nominations, just let me know. But we already have selected the District Board of Merits for the Thurston Peak, and we'll present those there. So everybody will want to come to see who's actually getting that.
So,
David, did you sign me and Bill up, or do we gotta still do it?
say that again.
Did you sign Bill and I up, or do we still have to do that?
No, you still need to do that yourselves.
Okay, all right, we'll do it.
Yeah. Did I tell you I was going to sign you up?
Yeah,
Pay
you
for your
did.
bill?
Yeah, you did. But that's okay, we'll do it. No problem.
Yeah, I don't know.
I know,
Doug, you
you
gotta
can
watch me closely when I'm on those meds, my Gadfrey. Maybe I ran up quite an account. I don't know.
Somebody's asking a question in the chat about any updates on Citizenship and Society Merit Badge. I know there was an announcement made not too long ago about that merit badge becoming effective, and my recollection is it's now available to be earned, and it's optional, but starting, I think, on July 1st, if I remember correctly, it will become a required merit badge.
Yeah.
There are also special requirements that have to be met, training for anybody that wants to be a merit badge counselor for that merit badge, and that information would all be available from the council. Anybody have anything else they can add to that on that merit badge?
Kristen Wang, you raised your hand.
Yes, I'm on the advancement committee. The advancement committee is the one working on setting the guidelines for the merit badge counselors on that. For the people that have applied, they are very slowly going through and interviewing the individuals to make sure that they meet the criteria they're looking for. There is a 30-minute training that BSA has on their website that I recommend you take before you get any further with it, to make sure that you're in the right range there. So
yes, if you've applied, they are getting to it, but very slowly. I applied on December 6th and they're not there yet. So
And Michael Williams has just posted something into the chat with a link on that merit badge. So you can follow that to get more information as well. I think it's a really exciting merit badge.
Yeah, it is. Someone might have mentioned, but it's really important for those who are working on Eagle projects that I believe it's June 1st, but I'm not sure of the exact date. Maybe our committee member could clarify that. But it will become a requirement very soon, within the next couple of months.
July 1.
If they have completed all of their required merit badges, this one will be an added requirement before they can complete their Eagle Board of Review.
Yes,
so if they
Eagle
don't
Board
have
Review.
their, if they don't apply for their board of review by July 1st, or do they have
No.
to have the board of review?
The board of review needs to take place on June 30 or earlier. Any boards of review after July 1 have to have that merit badge.
Right. Good.
Cool.
Thank you.
Sound like merit badge.
You're right, Doug, in what you were saying as far as I am like with Kristen. I sit on the advancement committee for the council. The thing that's important with this is that yes, we can, once they've been assigned, they go through James, who's the merit badge counselor for the council. And once the process is done and they can start going ahead and learning the merit badge, it cannot be awarded until July 1.
No, it can be awarded as soon as it's earned.
That's not what I understood.
No, it becomes a required merit badge at that point in
On the
time.
first.
Yes.
Yeah.
Prior to that time, it's just an elective.
And we currently don't have any registered merit badge counselors for that merit badge.
Correct.
There is still no registered merit badge counselors to pass that one off, so no one can earn it currently.
Correct.
That's correct. The council needs to take action. Yes.
Yes.
I have a scout who's turning 18 soon and is very concerned. He really wants to earn it. Any update I can give him, or just tell him?
We're all pushing for it.
Yeah, until we actually hear from Kalani, who's the advancement chair, that there are merit badge counselors in place, then we can go that route.
But can I tell him next month, the month after?
We don't know
that.
I
Okay,
applied for
so-
it in November and still, I was given kind of a conditional item on one person and that was it. So.
Yeah.
The person heading the approval of the counselors, I spoke with her 2 days ago. She's been very, very ill.
She has.
She's trying.
Oh, yeah.
If you can find a counselor in another council, can you use them?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I was going to recommend, is that there's a
Yes.
lot of virtual merit badge opportunities that other counselors and other councils are offering that merit badge.
There were a bunch in Phoenix too, as well, that I saw.
Yeah, just know that this merit badge is specifically being pushed that you do not do large group training on it, that it should be 3 to 5 youth at a time.
Exactly.
Is there any exception for has to be done before 18 because of the way we're going about it? Or if he
No,
turns 18, that's that?
If he turns 18, it's over.
Okay,
It's just like any other new merit badge that comes out.
yeah, I'll let him know.
Might want to convince him to go ahead and complete all his merit badges and get done with his Eagle. And then he can earn a silver, whatever they are. For
Oh, he's completed his Eagle. He's trying to, and I think succeeding in earning every single merit badge, and wanted to add that one to it.
He can still, I guess after he's 18, he won't be able to, so that.
Right.
Might be
He
one.
was concerned about that.
When's his birthday?
When's his birthday?
This month.
Yeah, I don't think he's gonna get it.
Okay, I'll let him know.
Definitely check with like they mentioned, definitely check with merit badge counselors in other councils or online, like Facebook groups there's a lot of Facebook groups dedicated to merit badge counselors who are willing to do Zooms, just like we're doing here with Scouts anywhere in the country to be able to earn that. And so there are merit badge counselors that are putting that in the Scout book right now.
Hey, a question for Christian and Julie.
Yeah.
In our meetings with Polani, if they go outside for the merit badge in itself, do they not have to have a letter from the council
No,
with that?
blue card is a blue card.
Okay.
It would be similar if they went to a camp out of council.
Okay,
Yeah.
gotcha.
We'll put that in our notes. We'll see if we can find some councils out there. Todd, sounds like you're pretty familiar with the couple councils that have those, and where'd she go? Anyways, Corey, Russell, on you, if you wouldn't mind sending us a note if you're aware of some other councils that have done that, then we'll put that in our notes, so that'll be part of so that we can get a reference to them.
If you go onto Scout book and do merit badge counselors, you can do stat merit badge and go on and say any distance and it'll show you. But I would just make sure that they are using a registered merit badge counselor. If it is outside of our council, just make sure that that person is registered in their current council.
Okay.
There are also some wonderful scouting groups on Facebook. You can go in and ask if anybody is a certified merit badge counselor.
Okay.
There is a council advancement meeting next Monday, and maybe this can be addressed to get it pushed forward and get the approved counselors.
I'm sure it will be.
Yeah.
Push Steve.
That's what I was thinking, that Steve could step in. He's the co-chair, assistant chair, whatever it is. So Larry and Christian, if you can make that meeting, maybe we can get that to happen.
Yeah,
I know I'm out next Monday. So.
Okay. Yeah, I will be there.
Great questions, though.
Yeah. There is another new merit badge out there as well. It's called Healthcare Professions Merit Badge. It is the rebranding of Medicine Merit Badge. If you have youth who have earned medicine, they can earn this one as well. It is, however, the same patch. So you will have youth that could potentially have two of the same badge on their sash.
Oh, really?
That's cool.
And it's already available. And I'm speaking off the cuff on this, but I believe if you are a counselor for medicine, they probably will transition that over to be a counselor for the other.
Do we have any questions on the Best in the Snow coming up here real soon? Let me see if I can share my, that's not there right there. Just a minute.
Dave, I have a question.
Go for it.
If there's a scout troop that has youth that are under 14, are they still permitted to go?
No.
Okay.
And it's the reason for it is because of the activities they're doing are for 14 and older boys and girls too, for youth 14 and older. And so they wouldn't be able to participate in those activities. And so I guess they could go if they don't mind sitting back and watching the other scouts or other ventures do the activity.
So they could participate in the Klondike, but nothing that requires a 14 and over age.
Yeah, they're going to be, one of the things they're doing is shooting, and the picture I saw that I have on my, if I could figure out how to show it, but anyways, pull up on the screen. It shows a young man shooting a 45. So
let's just be clear. We are talking.
That's not allowed for anybody younger.
Yeah. Let's be clear, we're talking about the Best in Snow event, which is
That's right.
specifically for
We're not talking about
ages
Klondike.
14 and up and venturing scouts.
I-
Klondikes are available for all scouts, BSA scouts.
So the best in, oh,
We see your screen, Dave.
yeah, we can see.
We see your Gmail.
I know, you guys don't want to see that. It's a mess. You figure out how you can pull this up.
When is the Best in Snow event?
That's what I was gonna pull. Wait, I know.
January 14th to the 17th.
17th.
That's the Best in Snow. February 4th and 5th is the Klondike.
I think it's to the 16th, to 14th to 16th,
Is it, Doug? Okay.
unless they're going to Monday.
I'm getting there slowly. Now let's see if I can share this. We'll see what happens. All right, come on, why are you hiding here? Okay. Okay, so that should show you. Anyways, they've got snowshoes and stuff like that. Cross-country skiing, snowman building contest, and shooting sports. And it's the shooting sports that I think is
I've got one, Vonda.
the limitation there for. So.
Can you blow that up any bigger, Dave?
Yeah, I can. Sorry about that.
The stuff that's written is hard to read.
Well, and you can pick that up on the website. So there you go. Is that a little better?
That's better, yeah.
Sorry about that.
So it's at Camp Tracy. Starts at 5 o'clock. $15.
Which covers ammunition. I like that one.
Amazed they can even get ammunition. Apparently it's so hard to come by these days.
Yeah. But anyways, so
I was at the scout office a couple of years ago and they brought a whole pickup truck full of it in.
well, you know, who knows? We have places, we have things in places where we probably shouldn't have them anyways.
But I'm talking the back of a pickup truck.
No, I heard you. I just said there's numerous things sometimes they shouldn't be there, but anyways. So is there any further questions on the Best of Snow for 14 and older youth? If not, okay, that's all. That's just want to make sure that we got that covered.
We have another question for probably someone in the advancement committee, or maybe Dakota, you know this, but the question is, when do merit badge counselors need to resubmit applications for the next year?
I think if you retain your youth protection, you are kept on the list. There was an email that came out earlier this year, some point, where everybody had to re-register. They may be doing that on an annual basis. James Brown will be the one who'll be able to tell us. He's the merit badge person on the advancement committee, so we can ask on Monday.
Right.
Is that hard, James?
I don't know where in the state he's from. I'm sorry.
Yeah, as far as the merit badges, yes, we're going to re-register every year. Yeah.
So we fill out registration and
yeah.
Do we have a date? Do we know when that'll have to take place?
No, it doesn't have to happen with registration, but it will be qualified. If you're not current with your YPT, you'll be dropped. And if you have a bad email and scout book, you won't get the email. But we re-registered, I think, Christian, it was over 700 merit badge counselors in the
Yeah,
council.
like 700 out of the 900 who were
Yeah, it was
originally
pretty
on the
good.
list.
And actually a portion of them declined to re-register.
Yeah.
Now,
So
did
it
they
was
talk
pretty
about
dang.
that on the last meeting, Mike?
Pardon me?
Did they talk about that on the last meeting?
No, this has been
No,
several
it's
meetings
just
ago.
James Brown is the merit badge
Correct.
for the council, and he's done a really good job of creating this. It'll come out as an email to you. You can click on the link and you can say, yes, I want to continue. And it was really simple for all those that it worked with.
Okay.
But if your email is wrong in Scout Book,
right,
yeah, you're in trouble because it goes nowhere.
And
then
because then
we'll
you have
try
to
to
go
figure
through the
it
whole
out.
process again.
But
So
no
we
need
just
to
wait.
fill out a new registration form.
Yeah.
Okay, but we
And-
just wait for an email so there's not like a certain date that we should expect that and then be worried if we don't see it.
No.
Okay.
And I'm not sure. I think we did it in April last year. It'll probably be the same time period. And it really did go pretty well. It was very easy. If you wanted to continue, you could say you could continue. But I would say watch your YPT, make sure you're current. And we were pretty liberal. If somebody accidentally got missed, we added them back in once they said, hey, where am I? So hopefully it's refined. Everybody that signed up new in this last year will be on that and they'll get an email. What we were trying to discourage was, at least in my district, we had some people that had 65 merit badges registered. We're trying to get fewer by far. And some of those people went away. Some of them will continue. We're not going to try to punish everybody, but we're trying to get to 6 or 8 is pretty acceptable. And then some cases, people are specialized in others that we want to add to.
Yeah.
And they had some needs in the council for remote areas, but everybody's doing Zoom anyway. So most of that worked out, that they could find a counselor in one of the other districts if no one was in their area.
We got another question. Someone's asking if the council is considering holding a day-long training event in the future, such as University of Scouting or something similar to that. I know there's 2 Trainers Edge things coming up, end of February and end of March. Anything else that anybody knows about?
Doug, I know about University of Scouting. Mike Perkins sent out a survey. It was answered that most scouters want a University of Scouting. So he has agreed to put one on in the spring. So he's looking for a date now and we'll get out the announcement once that date is solidified. But it is a go.
Do you happen to know if that's going to be virtual or in person or both?
I don't know that yet, Doug.
Okay. Well, that's encouraging though, that there's going to be one. That's great. I know all the ones I've ever attended have been awesome. So.
Good way to rub shoulders with good people.
Yes, it is. Speaking of rubbing shoulders, we still have about 45 people here. I'm curious to know, is everybody here located in the state of Utah, or do we have anybody else outside of Utah?
Currently, everybody's in Utah.
I'm going to assume everybody's in Utah. I know I talked to one person from St. George. Anybody else from, is there anybody from like down in the Blanding area?
Well, we excluded a number of people already.
I know we did. And then a lot of other people have left already. How about up in the Cache County area? Or Rich County?
Yeah, I still got some guys there.
Yeah.
There were some on, Doug. I know, I recognize the names.
Okay, good. There's a couple people. Don Ship, I don't know if I'm pronouncing that right or not, but Utah County. Dana Webster from Cache County.
Utah County, actually, the Roy units.
Oh, Utah. Okay, not Utah County, but
State of
Utah.
Utah, no, yeah,
All right.
state of Utah.
Gotcha.
And yes, you pronounced it right. Thank you.
I'm sensitive to mispronouncing names because I've got one that's really hard for people. If they see it, they can't pronounce it, and if they hear it, they can't spell it. So I'm well aware of that.
Do we say it wrong, Doug, all the time to you?
No, you guys have figured it out.
Oh, okay.
You've heard me say it enough times.
But
I answered almost anything.
one of the things that we did unique, I believe, for the first time in the council, and that was that we, for the Scouts BSA session, we did a PLC, and the youth were the ones that put together the movie slots and everything. And my intent, since now I know that there's a movie makers merit badge that will encourage other units that aren't able to attend on our Thursday night roundtables to participate via their activities and stuff like that that they film for us that we can show. So anybody in our council, just beware, because I'm not afraid to ask.
Hey, we're dropping people here, and we have hit the bottom of the hour.
Okay.
I just want to say, for those of you that are left, I just put my email address in the chat. If you have any comments or questions from tonight's roundtable, don't hesitate to send me an email. Thank you all for participating. It's great to have everybody from across the council at things like this. I think there's a lot of value in doing council-wide roundtables occasionally, and I'm really glad that we were able to have the opportunity and honor to host this one. Apologize again for the snafu with the limit on participants. We'll again try to get everything posted by tomorrow, hopefully. But thank you for all attending, and I'm going to drop.
Well, Doug, you did a good job.
Well,
Doug,
thank you.
Doug, I agree. You did an
well
excellent
worth it.
job.
Yeah.
Dave,
Dana, when you get a
Very
minute,
well
give
done.
me a call.
Okay, will do.
I'm going to drop, so thank you all. If you want to hang on, until someone who controls the meeting shuts it down, I guess you're welcome to stay on, but that might
I'm
happen
leaving
any
too.
second. So, and it's
Happy
good to
New
see
Year,
some
everybody.
familiar faces there, like Phil Roth. I see your face just popped up. Hi, Phil. Anyways, have a great weekend and a happy new year to all of you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Same to you.
Can I make
See ya.
one comment? This is Trevor.